My name is Todd Caspers, and I am the district fisheries biologist in Devil's Lake, and my responsibilities are the Devil's Lake system and the Red River. Well, access last winter in general up in our area, and like the rest of the state too, was pretty poor. We had a lot of snow, and it made getting around pretty difficult for the majority of the winter. We didn't really have any winter kill problems on Devil's Lake or Lake Irvine or Stump Lake because of their size and depth. Not Lake Irvine so much, but that's still pretty resilient to winter kill, despite it's a little bit shallower than the rest of the system. Although it's kind of a slow start to the winter up in Devil's Lake, we've had fairly warm weather like the rest of the state again, and ice conditions are pretty variable. So there is a little bit of ice fishing going on already, but then again there's some open water patches, so people need to be cognizant of the changing ice conditions as they may move along in different places on the lake. The walleye population on Devil's Lake is going to be pretty similar to last year, which is good. It was really good last year, and it should be good again this year. We have good numbers of fish overall, strong numbers overall, and then good numbers of those kind of 15 to 20 inch size fish, those good keeper size fish that anglers are really interested in. The numbers on those are really good again as well. Stump Lake is kind of the same situation. We have pretty high numbers compared to usual, and then again, those numbers of 15 to 20 inch size fish are going to be good again there as well. And walleyes on Lake Irvine, similar to the rest of the system, is a little bit of a broken record, but in a good way. There's good numbers overall in Lake Irvine too, and then same story. Those kind of 15 to 20 inch size prime keeper type walleyes are going to be good numbers of those as well. Northern pike populations kind of in the system are down compared to what they had been several years ago. I mean, we largely think the reason for that is that they probably haven't had good reproductive success these last few years, whereas some of the other species have. So the pike numbers are going to be, below average compared to normal. But, there's still good sized fish available, and they tend to be good sized fish on the Devil's Lake system waters, and Devil's Lake especially. Stump Lake is a similar story. There's not as many pike as typically sometimes, but they tend to be pretty good sized in Stump Lake as well. It probably is kind of our best average size fish in Stump Lake compared to Devil's Lake even. Irvine is probably got the strongest numbers still, although they are probably down from what they have been at times in Irvine too, and it should be good numbers in Irvine, and kind of normal sized fish, good sized keeper fish if people want to keep pike. Yeah, dark house spearfishing, the traditional target of that is northern pike, of course, but starting last year, people were able to target walleyes as well and take walleyes as well, but I didn't really even hear about too much success with that last year, of course, but that also could have something to do with the poor access conditions as well, so maybe people weren't able to do it as much as they otherwise would have. Perch fishing on Devil's Lake should be pretty good, I think. We have, kind of average numbers really right now, but something different is maybe the numbers of those bigger perch. We think are going to be a little better for those kind of 12 inch plus size perch, those kind of jumbo perch that people like so much. They should be a little more abundant out there, I think, this year for the anglers. Perch on Stump Lake, there should be a lot of perch out there, but similar to last year, they're on the small side a little bit. Although there should be better numbers of kind of those 8 to 9 inch fish out there than there was last year. So it should be a decent winter for perch fishing on Stump if you aren't real picky with the size, if you aren't just wanting those jumbo fish. And Lake Irvine, perch numbers have never really been all that strong on Lake Irvine. There's some out there, but when people do catch them, they tend to be pretty good sized fish, kind of those jumbo size really, but there's just not a lot of them typically. We still have a creel survey going on, kind of the winter portion of the creel survey will be going on from December. We've already kind of started it despite kind of the poor ice conditions all the way to the end of March. So if anglers encounter our creel clerks, I'd encourage them to just take a few minutes and provide that information to the creel clerks. Well, hopefully our access conditions will hold up and be better than they were last year, and we don't get so much snow to kind of hamper people getting around. And if that happens, it should be a good winter. The walleye populations in all 3 lakes are strong, and perch populations are pretty good for anglers too. And pike populations aren't as good as they had been in the past, but it should still provide good opportunity for the people that want to fish pike.